Ogun wanted serial killer shot dead. Page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Wow.
Well, the circumstances in which he was killed.
Sure, the boy was lucky then.
Quite a number of citizens actually called for that kind of treatment to show the judicial should be
good justice.
Yes, good justice. It should be handled by the law. That's why I said we don't know the circumstances.
No, we don't.
The Ogun serial killer was shot dead.
We don't. But talking about fraud that is impending, is already happening somewhere in Nigeria. Flood kills 3, destroys 150 houses in Bauchi. The pictures speak here. You see, road just outrightly destroyed. This is a sign of what is to come in some places. I'd better prepare properly. Details on page 11 of the Punch newspaper.
And we also have this one. NAFDAC warns Nigerians against apple blackcurrant from Australia. Wow. And how do we identify those that are from Australia? And
that's a long way. Australia. Okay. Somebody imported it. I mean, so you want to ask, so that's enough. Oh, well, now you know.
So it's harmful for human consumption.
Avoid it. At least now we know.
How will I know which one is from Australia?
You read. Or you totally don't take blackcurrant. Yeah, at least people are being warned. I wish they can just go and do a mop-up, of such products. Some people that might just be their favorite drink. Akeredolu unveils 953 member campaign team for governorship poll. That's on page 14 of the Punch newspaper.
All right. Senate seeks status inquiry on NTA Star Times now to exit NTA from national budget. Calls for removal of TV enterprise Star Times COO. 25 of the Nigerian Tribune.
So those other guys should be funding them, right? Because when you exit them from national budget, well, it's good. At least it's less problem for the federal government, depending on the plans of funding. All right. Southwest disagrees as presidency says IG will determine Amotekun structure. Just the same story we took a while ago. Okay, page 9 of the Punch newspaper.
Military airstrikes destroy terrorist hideouts, kills scores in Borno. Army raids illegal mining sites, arrest 150 in Zamfara. And coming from the northern Christian leaders, rapists are terrorists. They will destroy the country if treated with levity.
Wow. Well, even though this story is on top, I decided not to take it first, or second, or third, or fourth. It's a bit not true. Shrinking of economy. Experts warn of mass poverty, predict recession in Q3. Q3 is just a few days away. That's next week. Page 23 of the Punch newspaper if you're interested in that story.
I was thinking that the APC government is taking a series of steps to so they're creating 12 million jobs.
We seriously hope so.
They're improving on the power sector. Well, these are measures that could help.
Because it's like almost every day that alarm keeps coming. I mean, it's blowing. So we can't say we are not hearing this thing. It's coming. I mean, we are aware.
Why I resigned from NIPSS, says Min Lafia. That's the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies. Dr. Min Lafia, the former deputy governor, who is emerged in controversy over his statement regarding sponsors of Boko Haram. He's saying he resigned because out of moral conscience over the killings in southern Kaduna and other parts of the north.
All right. We might not have heard the last about the travails of the NDDC. It's not just about the House of Rep. Auditor General of the Federation sends NDDC financial report to reps, and it does not look good. The details of this story does not look good. Wow. Okay. Details of that on page 13 of the Punch newspaper.
Closure of illegal shops. Ghana summons Nigerian ambassador over criticism. Have we summoned their own ambassador yet?
Well.
So now they are summoning the Nigerian ambassador to explain some things.
Well, PFN calls for review, says karma subject to abuse. And we have religious leaders, others, okay, capital punishment for rape. All that on page 13 of the Punch newspaper.
Can we take some sports stories?
Let me see. Economy, okay, money, economy, before we go to sports. Silva Kyari profile measures for oil sector growth. Edo refinery applies to NNPC for crude supply. Cashew exporters lost 1 billion naira to lockdown a year, says Nasima. Our federal government orders petroleum ministry vehicles to run on auto gas. All that on page 24 and now 25 regarding banking in Nigeria. Apex Bank Bankers Committee to support airlines and media took that already. CBN to sanction exporters for not repatriating forex. And we have Capital Express, okay, some insurance stories right there. We can't go straight to sports.
All right. Let me go now. Messi writes Barca.
Yeah.
And Suarez confirms exit. Player club set for showdown over release.
So Messi will finally leave Barcelona. End of an era. Okay. We have Gara Gombe back spinning for CAF presidency. You also have Dogo first choice for Sunshine Job, ODSFA. Ode may dump Green Up for Turkish club. And we have Angels agree Nwaboko Oluyole deals with Spanish club. Low athletes turn out as sports resume in Lagos. And we have Conte to remain intercoach next season. Adepoju refuses to rule out coaching rule. UEFA permits partial fan return for Super Cup. All that on page 41 of the Punch newspaper.
Now go easy on Osimhen. Napoli president urges fans.
You also have here City chairman confident over Guardiola's future. Marcel report 3 more COVID-19 cases. Ronaldinho arrives in Brazil after Paraguay detention. I want to leave, Messi tells Barca. Wow. And that's about that from Punch newspaper.
Before we go to the meat of the news, there's some interesting sidelines on the back page of the Nigerian Tribune. It says, if we talk about 2023, politicians would say it is in the hands of God. But they are already busy planning a meeting and consulting. Why would it be necessary to scheme about something not in human hands? That's the question posed on the sidelines of the Nigerian Tribune back page this morning.
Since they are trying their best, at least, even though God is still, but they will do their part. Politicians know better.
That's what you have to plan for tomorrow.
They know better. It's what you do that happens. They know that quite well. After an election, they are already preparing for the next.
It's just like sports now. You don't start preparing for the Olympics a day too. If Olympics is 4 years ago, you have to start preparing now.
You blink, you miss. Time check, 6:50 a.m. Destination time, 7:30 a.m. We'll do for commercial break.
ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú Andrews liver salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣẹ̀ṣà tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
So glad to know you're there. It's the conversation with Dayo and Tola coming to you live from the stables of Oluyole 98.5 FM. Okay, are you streaming? Keep your comments dropping. Keep them coming. I can see some comments dropping already. Go ahead. Go also on Twitter. Try and ensure you use the hashtag conversation. We pick your comments and we let the world know what you're saying. We go straight to the meat of the news. You want to fire the first shot?
I'll take this sounds encouraging. Federal government to deliver 300 megawatts to every state. That's talking about the power sector this morning. And the federal government on Tuesday said it planned to deliver a minimum of 300 megawatts to every state in Nigeria through a partnership with Data Analytics and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC. This was disclosed by the Minister of Power State. This was disclosed by the Minister of Power State, Maman, while highlighting his achievements in the last 1 year. He said, we have averaged high energy generation and transmission peaks, achieved new records, and we are diligently working to do significantly better with new projects such as the PPI Siemens deal and others already active. The minister also said the country had secured a sum of $6.150 billion for development of critical power projects in Nigeria. While giving a breakdown, he said $2.3 billion is earmarked for the Siemens project, $1.6 billion for the Transmission Rehabilitation and Expansion Program, TREP, $1.7 billion for DISREP, and $550 million World Banks and AFDB National Expansion Program. He said the projects are aimed at achieving generation, transmission and distribution of 25,000 megawatts of power by 2025. Federal government to deliver 300 megawatts to every state. Now, their own name came up when I was reading that story. Siemens.
Of course, no. We have signed the contract. Tola, you think we are in it already? There's nothing we can do about it. We are there, so let's just use it. It's something they say in Yoruba for me, we just have to continue like that and just manage the contract. It has been signed by the former chief of staff to Mr. President. It's a done deal, actually. Seriously, we just need to make the best of whatever we can. At this juncture, there's nothing we can do. I pity, seriously, I feel for the minister. There's virtually nothing he can do about it. He just needs to make do with what he's been given. And 300 megawatts, some people might say, that's nice. The demands of each state varies. You can't compare southwestern states like Lagos, Ogun,
industrial state,
or your state. Some people don't know how industrial your state is. Do you know how many industrial states are in your state? And I'm not just talking about them. There's a location called Awe in Oyo town. Do you know there are industries there? Most people don't. They just say salary, any state, and all that. The demand for each state vary. Lagos cannot use 300 megawatts. Let's just be sincere with ourselves. Okay, so it's just the truth. But of course, if it will be steady, they will manage it. The main issue about power, for those who might have taken some time out to understand, is on a tripod. It's not enough to just say we are generating. How much are you transmitting from what you are generating?
Big question.
So from the generating stations, so Gencos have delivered this amount. How much are the transmission companies? How much? Those the MBET, MBET is usually the one in Dambidu and is mostly government run. They are the middlemen. Then you give it to the discos, the distribution company. So how much actually gets to the discos? Now the discos too are a cabal of their own because they are the ones relating with us, the customers, the average clients. Even government, they are the ones selling to government. Actually, government cannot sell to themselves. It's discos that still reach out, to government. Government is still their customer, as the case may be. So at the end of the day, you discover it's a fraction of what is actually generated that ends up getting distributed.
So there has to be a review of the distribution chain. Across board. Distribution too has issues because the facilities they are using are archaic, they are old, and then there's the challenge of metering. That one is there. But then it appears there's a silver bullet, but for certain reasons, some people don't want that silver bullet to work. And it's in President Olusegun Obasanjo's book. The last one he wrote, and he mentioned it there. He said after they spent all the money and all that, he eventually discovered that, there's a solution that can work, but it will require everybody to agree. What is it? Decentralized power.
That's just it.
I was coming to that.
Just decentralize it.
What's wrong with genuine independent power generation by each state?
This one that Tola will generate power inside Iliakide, and you must connect to national grid. You know, you can't even use what you generate. That's why you see some communities, you know, down south here mostly, you say they don't have power, and you say, but the national whatever is in your, they can't, they don't have access to it. Whatever you generate straight to the national grid, and then you now expect what they share for you. Who does this? Really? Really?
But why is the federal government seen not to be so comfortable with this decentralization?
Tola, it's deep. You know, some people cannot generate. Let's leave it that way.
It should be a matter of choice, and I believe those that cannot generate then would have more power to use if some state are generating their own power.
It will be, then they will tell you, we not want Nigeria, we should be able to share. That comes to the fore. So I mean, I would have expected even Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, who suggested in his book, to find a way to have, you know, executed it then, because until we decentralize power.
Well, he said everyone must agree.
I know he agreed to that. It was clear that because you can't unilaterally just make that decision. This is powering the whole country. I mean, if you decentralize it, some people go into blackout. Outright blackout. Outright. Because we know where the majority of the power comes from. That's the truth. Lagos generates enough to, you know, Egbin power station, Tama power station in Lagos is enough for Lagos.
What are we doing about gas? It says the federal government targets creation of 12 million jobs with national gas expansion program.
They will tell you they didn't get supply. They will tell you the gas-fired stations will tell you they didn't get gas on time. That is a regular, you know, excuse from their end. We didn't get it, or maybe something did not come at right. There's always an excuse with gas. The most reliable are still hydro and the thermal stations. They are still very reliable, most reliable.
Some of gas being wasted to grass flaring, cubics.
That's another issue entirely. Entirely. Well, we hope, I mean, somebody gets up one morning and decides to summon the political will to make the necessary changes in this country. I really look forward to it, and I'm sure the average listener too looks forward to that day. States to spend security bailout on COVID-19 pay, Amotekun and troops. Wow. There are indications that state governments will fund their various security outfits with the security bailout they are demanding from the federal government. The Punch has learned. It was also gathered on Tuesday that states were seeking reimbursements for their expenses and the police and other security agencies during the COVID-19 lockdown. To complement the federal government's efforts, some state governments have established their own security outfits. It was, however, learned that poor state of the economy and the outbreak of COVID-19 had made it difficult for many of them to effectively fund security outfits. State governors had, at their meeting with the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired on August 11, sought security bailouts to enable them to finance the fight against the growing spate of insecurity in their states. Before the meeting, some state governments had set up security outfits to tackle killings and other crimes in their areas. For example, in January, the Southwest states inaugurated the Western Security Outfit codenamed Amotekun. Also, at their meeting in Enugu on February 9, the Southeast governors decided to establish forest guards to tackle attacks by herdsmen. Some state governments, in separate interviews with the Punch, emphasized the need for the federal government's assistance. Bailout will assist in funding Amotekun, says Ogun governor's aide. The Ogun state government said the security bailout would assist in funding Amotekun and other security initiatives in the state. Special advisor to State Governor of Public Communications, Remi Azan, in an interview with one of the correspondents, said so far the state government had not detached itself from the Governors Forum demand for security bailout. States to spend security bailout on COVID-19 pay Amotekun troops. This sounds nice, but my challenge is we need to understand with the federal government. I'm not trying to, help them now. I'm not just. I will, at the risk of being the devil's advocate here. We know, we read it here, and it's a fact that 97% of revenue between January and June was spent on servicing debt. The truth is, this bailout governors are asking for, where will it come from?
But the big questions that I want to ask, the two big questions actually. Now, which is more important, security bailout or poverty bailout at this time? Then, secondly, if you are asking the federal government security bailout to fund the security outfits in each state, Amotekun in particular, and here is a federal government that has shown from its body language right from the past, right from the beginning, that it is not too comfortable with the formation of these regional security outfits, Amotekun in particular. And now you are talking about the structure of Amotekun, you are talking about regulation, and you are asking the person who the money will be coming from not to have a hand in its regulation. It says here IGP can determine Amotekun structure, and that's coming from
I like that angle. If they will be the one to give you the money to run it.
I honestly, between the states of the Southwest, the states of other regions too,
it's tantamount to going cap in hands to say, okay, Kuku run it.
So it's gradually going to seem like the same old story all over again.
Like I said, whoever will play the pipe will decide whatever tune will come out of it. So if you decide to say, okay, Mr. Federal Government, go ahead, fund Amotekun. If they will be the one funding it, they will call the shots. If it's the state funding it, they will call the shots. And at the end of the day, hope the whole essence will not be defeated.
As to where the money will come from, well, I think the states are watching. They can see that quite a lot of help is coming from outside Nigeria, from outside our shores. A lot of donors, and they are beginning to indirectly ask questions that okay, what are you doing with that money? Let's have some of it in a security bailout, and we need to. But I also said, we also need to begin to address the issues of post-COVID-19 economic challenges.
Very important. Very important.
Is when you are secure that you can actually eat and be comfortable actually, but then we also need to address the issues of economic challenges alongside security.
The average listener today can attest to the fact that the bargaining power of the money in your hands pre-COVID and post-COVID, or even currently now, is not the same. If you take 10,000 naira to the market, what you are able to acquire with it in January, is it the same quantity now? Not even talking about quality now. Is it the same? Can you go acquire the same thing with the same amount now? That's to tell you that inflation is real, in case you don't understand all the figures and the jargons we've been speaking since. Because this story also comes directly in hand. Permit me to just join this. Shrinking of economy. Experts warn of mass poverty. Predict recession in Q3. The managing director of Financial Derivatives Company Limited, Bismarck Riwani, has said that the Nigerian economy will slide into a technical recession in the third quarter of 2020. Riwani, who spoke with one of the correspondents on Tuesday, also disclosed in the FDC Economic Bulletin released on the country's gross domestic product report by the National Bureau of Statistics. He said, quote, the Nigerian economy will slide into a technical recession in Q3 2020 and is likely to see a W-shaped recovery as a second wave of COVID-19 infections could trigger a precision lockdown. The IMF is forecasting a negative growth of minus 5.4% for 2020. The good news, however, is that the relaxation of lockdown measures and the gradual pickup in oil prices could ease the pace of economic contraction in the coming quarters. Economic recovery could be as early as Q2 2021 if rapid steps are taken. That's the key word. If rapid steps are taken. Bismarck Riwani is in the federal government's Economic Advisory Council. Apart from publishing this in the newspaper, I think he should be sending this directly to Mr. President.
And if rapid steps are taken and if corruption is kept in check.
That one too.
The monster
the lizards and the elephants that hit money. We'll do for another commercial break. Let's go on that break. We'll be back, we'll take more stories.
ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú Andrews liver salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣẹ̀ṣà tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
Conversation with Dio and Tola.
Thank you for staying tuned. It's Conversation with Dio and Tola, and this is Oluyole 98.5 FM. Time check 7:06 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. We take more stories.
Right. NUJ set up IPC Daily Trust Management attack Fani Kayode over verbal assault on journalists. Former Minister of Aviation, Mr. Femi Fani Kayode, on Tuesday came under fire from various bodies and individuals over a viral video where he was seen verbally lambasting a Daily Trust reporter, Eyo Charles, during a press conference. In the 2-minute video, Fani Kayode had, while responding to a question raised by the reporter on who was bankrolling his tour of the southwest states, called the reporter stupid, rude, while threatening to report him to the publisher of the newspaper. In expressing his disgust, Fani Kayode rendered expressions to include, which bankroll? To do what? Who can give me money for anything? What type of stupid question is that? Don't ever try it with me again. Look at me very well. I will eat you hard if you try it again. The outburst was, however, met with condemnation from bodies, including the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, the Socio-Economic Rights Accountability Project set up, and Transparency International. NUJ set up IPC Daily Trust Management attack Fani Kayode over verbal assault on journalists. Page 31 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Wow. Wow. No worry. So that we will not run the risk of defending ourselves.
Okay.
We'll open the phone line. 08055009850. That's a number. Join the conversation. For it, like Tola, what would you say before? Are you not one of them?
Let's our caller.
Keep quiet. We know what we say before. You be the judge. 08055009850. What gives somebody the audacity? Look at somebody who asks a question and call him stupid, and he will hit him hard. And the guy started saying, sorry, sir. Okay. Raji Hafiz Abidemi has responded on Twitter. He says, on the issue of FFK and journalists, this is total condemnation. Journalists can ask any question, but if you are not okay, just say no answer. Honestly, it's barbaric. What type of leader is that? And journalists should support themselves too. Thank you. Raji Hafiz Abidemi at Hafiz Raji1 on Twitter. We have our first caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, sir.
Good morning. We can hear you.
Good morning.
We can hear you.
This is Alhaji Lamkan from Oluyole.
Alhaji
On
Lamkan.
Amatako, please.
Go ahead, sir.
The regulation is not IDP business. It's to endeavor to put the police force in good shape to control series of kidnapping, bandit intelligence and robbery, etc. It was all the lapses in protecting life and property that prompted the
News, please do well to call us 08055009850 08055009850. That's the number to join the conversation. Seems someone else is here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tola.
Good morning, sir.
It is well with you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
The economy is shrinking. Why will it not shrink? Our monetary policies, our physical policies, our fiscal policies are working at variance with each other. Instead of complementing each other, they are working at variance. One will go left, the other one will go right. One will go front, the other one will go back. And what that simply means is that the multi-dimensional poverty index in Nigeria is rising. And in a layman language, it means that every hour more Nigerians are getting poorer. That's what it means. And a major variable in normal is to compute multi-dimensional poverty index is unemployment. As I'm talking to you, it's 27.10% in Nigeria. And it will continue to rise because most of those people looking for jobs are not employable at all. They don't have the necessary skills needed for them to be gainfully employed. And the solution is very simple. Technical and vocational education and training to acquire necessary skills needed for them to be able to contribute positively to the development and growth of Nigeria. Good morning. That is my name from Ogbomoso.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. from Ogbomoso. The phone line is still open. Join the conversation. 08055009850. That's the number. Seems we have someone else here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Aruna from Odoro, Ogbomoso.
You're welcome.
Mr. Dianti, good morning this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Aruna.
I want to say something about the recession that the EFA said is coming in the next few days, in the last quarter of the year. You see, if the federal government prepare the way they are preparing for election, I think we shouldn't have any problem. So I'm just trying to advise the federal government they should prepare for this recession as if they are preparing for their own election. How we normally do election in Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. God bless the state. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Aruna. Actually, third quarter is not end of the year. Third quarter is next week. It's next week. It's September. Okay, he's here already. That's a fact. Okay. Adeoti Kunle S on Facebook says, good morning, Mr. Diane Tola. It's high time the federal government should listen to the voice of reason and economy. Taking the country to another doom with present skyrocketing prices of the commodities where every good thing of life, including food, is becoming unaffordable for the common man. I pray they will not later order to borrow gari and kuli from Chinese friends. We pray we don't get there. If they know not, our economic life is already recessed. We need a drastic change in the system before it is too late. Adeoti Kunle from Isai, thank you. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Diane Tola.
Morning, Grandma.
All that is happening in this country now is because of Ijekuje and corruption. As early as 80s, UK and US, they were generating their own power within their communities. As small as Tuskegee Institute, where we lived, it was generating water, everything on their own. Let them decentralize electricity now. Why would they not decentralize it? Because of their pocket and what they will eat. God save this country in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Secondly, Tola and Dayo, it's you journalists that can assist us in this country. Help shout to the federal government that all this recession and whatever is coming, it is their own doing. So that the wrath of God will not fall upon them. Thank you. Good morning.
Amen. Thank you so much, Grandma. Well, when we are trying, somebody is saying we should shut up. We are stupid. Okay. Christian Bolawan Adio on Facebook saying, good morning, Mr. Diane Tola. Kudos to you guys. Federal government should please leave Amotekun for state governors in Southwest. They should face Boko Haram and banditry. The governor are going to beg for money. Matthew Olaleru saying, good morning, Diane. On power supply is only God that can see us through in this nation. Yes, so from Milero. Ken Detaga Kesami is here. I've been a while, bro. Say good morning, guys. The constant increment of subscription by cable TVs is becoming outrageously inimical, an act of insensitivity. It is criminal. they must be declared persona non grata. Oh, really? Cable TV is for those who can afford it.
Most many Nigerians would agree that it should be declared.
Yeah, business people.
People actually enjoy them anyway.
Adia Agbomojo is also here. She's saying good morning. Yes, I've been signed, but please let's make proper use of it. Talking about the Siemens power contract. Let's make proper use of it. Amen. Okay, we'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Morning, sir.
Yes, sir. This is Lalam Rufai calling from Iroko.
Okay, Mr. Rufai from Ileogbo.
Yes, you see, that minister supposed not have called that reporter a stupid because he doesn't know what tomorrow holds for that man. That man can do something else tomorrow. So because of this is an assault. So that minister is supposed to have control his anger. He's supposed to have God's control. You know, it's a leader, and a leader is supposed to show examples to the masses. Thank you. May God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, Malam Rufai. Mobolaji Elijah Odun saying good morning, dear auntie. Governments are majoring on minor instead of them to tackle insecurities, lack of electricity, good roads. They're making Kamalo. In other countries where the law is obeyed, they are enjoying the benefits of democracy. Let our government start doing the right thing and see how the Nigerians will accept any law that will bring development. People are suffering, and you are talking about Kamalo. An angry man is an hungry man. Elijah from Ilero. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
My name is Caleb from Minister Road.
Nice to have you, sir.
I just want to comment on the further attack of Daily newspaper reporter that FFP ship and then they call it stupid. That statement is absurd and irresponsible because the journalists are representing the masses. They are the fourth, I can call them the fourth organs of government. When the politicians are addressing the press, they should be not emotional or be aggressive. They should not be aggressive. They should calm down. I think that question you asked is not too much abusive or embarrassing. It's always bankrolling is expensive. It is the best thing to answer the question diligently. By calling him stupid, the statement is not acceptable. Good morning.
Thank you so much. So, Ladiola on Twitter at Ladiola007 says the Lord will sustain us. He would not let our economy go worse as predicted by the economic experts if we do the right thing. Good morning. Abayo Badmos is also here on Twitter saying the gentleman asks a question in line of his journalistic duty, where a simple answer could have sufficed without triggering a crisis of confidence. Raining hell like a shunned sheep over a non-violent inquiry leaves a lot to be desired. Thank you, Bayo Badmos. Are Yinka Omoluye at Ayami is also here, saying also on Twitter, good morning presenters. On the issue of FFK and the journalists, FFK displayed the non-professional act. I really commend the journalist for keeping his cool during the eat-up. Great work ethics. Thank you so much. We'll go back to the phone lines right now.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Shola from Okaka.
Oh, nice to have you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you. I want to say something on this electricity generation in Nigeria. There is a problem, and the problem is very simple, sir. In Nigeria, where people are not ready to talk inside our government, they will not put themselves in a sacrifice, whereby this electricity can be generated for the goodness of Nigerians. If our government is chop and chop, once they are ready to do something and they are not ready to benefit from inside, personal gain, they will not do it. And this is the problem we are facing. Most neighboring countries are still owing Nigeria still today in terms of electricity. And our governments are looking up and down, saying different stories entirely. May God bless us in this country.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ashok. All right, Crystal E. Poet on Facebook. Good morning to you, DNC. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you. My contribution is towards Fani Kayode and the journalist. I still feel Kayode was wrong by blasting the journalist in question. They're just doing their job. Crystal E. Poet from Iwerele. That should be Iwerele. Iwerele. Say good morning. Okay. Olajide. Okay, Adeola Sunday. Good morning, Tola and I. On economy, this is a country rich but poor, wallowing in poverty, exporting what we don't have and importing what we have in excess, and all is because of our corruption. Comrade Adeola Sunday from Shak. Somebody's asking which Obasanjo book. It's called My Watch. You can get a copy. You see, he devoted a whole chapter to discuss power, as a not political power or power supply. Yeah, get that book. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Morning, sir.
I am Mr. Kayode John from Ogbomoso.
Nice to have you, sir.
Yeah, I think I want to speak concerning the reply of Fani Kayode. Those that we call our leaders, sometimes they need to have a kind of a checkup of the upstairs. I mean, health checkup. The way they reply the journalist when an issue comes up like that. So there is a Yoruba adage that says, now. If you don't know the reply which you are to give to that particular journalist, you keep silence on it. So that's just my own contribution.
All right.
And an injury to one is an injury to others. So I think the journalists should take up this issue. They should do something on it so that such will not be happening again. It's an insultive word. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kayode John. Well, you were a bit hard on him.
Let's make the same
Exactly. Those were heavy words.
That was harsh.
Alabi Timothy Adeola. Good morning, sir. May you be blessed in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Prayer is very important. In addition to the provision of job for the jobless, if our country must improve. From Adafila. Adio Tikunle is also back here. Okay, responding to someone here. Adeyemi Olusheyi. Good morning, dear. And all profession in this country should, as a matter of duty, defend their jobs, no matter who is involved. I expected all the journalists at the venue to stand up and take their leave, even before FFK leave. And that journalist shouldn't apologize. Well, you can't return bad for bad. They were just they managed it well, if you ask me. Well, your opinion, and you have every right to it. Right there. Elias Aguru is also saying, good morning, Mr. Tola. We always enjoy your news analysis. Thank you. There's nothing concerning federal government on Amotekun. They should face their insecurity and leave state government to tackle the insecurity in their state with support of Amotekun. Elias Aguru from Otu. Sheye Adeleke Electronics also here. Good morning. On the FFK issue, I was utterly disappointed. I used to hold FFK in high esteem, but with this action of his, he for my hand. Yeah, sorry. Dr. Adeleke, sorry. Adams Olamide John. Say good morning, Mr. Dayan Tola. Okay, just want to say good morning. More strength. Thank you. We'll go back to the phone line.
Yeah, I'm calling.
08055009850. That's the number.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Morning, sir.
Morning. Sounds like Mr. Falono.
Oh, nice to have you. Go ahead, sir.
On the issue of energy, that it should be decentralized. I agree with you. But don't let us forget that we have to change the constitution. We cannot be practicing rigid and unity constitution under a federating unit state. It's not possible. That's not getting it right. When it comes to the security, that's only centralize everything. President Buhari cannot be in Ibadan. He cannot be in the northern part of, so at the same time, same with our own government, he cannot be like he cannot be in Iruma at the same time. So we have to decentralize it. That's Amotekun. It's a very good project. But unfortunately, the way we are going about it, immediately want to become constitutional. Because it's only police was giving the right to maintain law and order.
And how can you say that somebody is available, you cannot carry guns? Cannot carry guns. And he says a kidnapper that is using AK-47, it's just with energy. Energy has not to decide because the national time a lot. But you have to go to national grid. For them to national grid. They are just this thing can work. It cannot work. That's why we are just national at the table. But the stuff is not the same as well in this country. The constitution will not be like this. We have to change the constitution. The constitution is not working again. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Mr. Falajo. All right, keep the comments coming. Okay, you can still join the conversation. I can see a debate going on our Facebook page right now. All right, 08055009850. Someone is here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Morning, sir.
Reverend Babatobi is talking from Lalate.
Nice to have you, Reverend.
The issue of security of a nation is very, very important. We want the federal government to please make sure that they say there is security in Nigeria. And we thank Governor Seyi for what he is doing. May the Lord continue to bless him.
Amen.
He should try to make security one of the things that will be in your state. So we are appealing to the governor to try to make sure that security is very important in your state because of the hoodlums and the bad people that we have in the state. May the Lord help him mightily. Reverend Babatobi from Lalate.
Thank you so much, Reverend. Your comments highly welcome. All right, let's take one or two more calls before we go today.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
sir.
Yes, this is Ashikabola from Ukewuke.
Nice to have you.
I want to speak on Amateku. Are you saying the governor of Southern State and go for help from federal government to find Amateku? It is an abandoned channel. Don't they know that who play the team? There's no way federal government will control. We give them the money and they will not control Amateku. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac Agboola, for making it brief. You just gave space for one more person to call in.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Alaji is on the line.
Nice to have you, sir.
The name of OSEC sent to the State Assembly, let me commend the State Governor. The move by the effective Governor of Oyo State to put in place the Independent Electoral Commission is highly commended. The step is in the right direction, and believe me, it is so important because the local government, they are so nearer to the people. So conducting election of the government will make the state to stand tall. And also, I want to employ the state governor to put the machinery to set up the machinery and to make provision for the local government so it will be so quicker. We want local government election so that people will enjoy the dividend of democracy. Alaji Aulabugu from Lalate.
Thank you so much, Alaji. That'll be our last call for today on the program. Till tomorrow when we come your way, I remain Oladayo Ogunbowale.
Tola Teriba.
Boluaji is here in the studio. Messi says he's leaving. Yeah.
Yes, Messi says he's leaving.
Yeah.
Look at the FC Barcelona at this moment. Trouble going on in that
telling
club.
you.
Earlier in the season, about 6 or 7 of their directors actually resigned.
Wow.
And, after the 8-2 demolition, their coach was sacked.
Wow.
And the president Bartomeu said, restructuring will happen at the club. So we actually weren't really expecting this, but Lionel Messi, his contract was supposed to run on next year, but it looks like he has handed in a transfer request.
Wow. Wow. Well, good luck to Barcelona. Up next, 40 bits.
Good morning, Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Time check at 7:30 a.m. I already know that it's time to talk sports. Once again, on Oluyole 98.5 FM, the trailblazer, the best in the West, the pride of the nation. Buluwa Jogmula is here once again to bring you all the news that you can use in the world of sports. Ladies and gentlemen, we're breaking the news first. Before us, wake up in the morning, bring you the latest, the hottest, and of course, the juiciest news. Not to forget, exclusive interview on this radio dial. Don't forget that you can listen to us live on the internet. Just visit www.bcs.tv/listen or check us out on Facebook and of course on Twitter, where we are currently streaming live. Massive shout out to listeners on Nigeria FM 92.1 and on Okyogo FM 96.3. Yes, we're here to bring you all the quality news from the world of sport. And of course this morning we will be hearing from Benga Ogumbote. Yesterday I told you that Benga has asked football fans in the country to keep calm as it looks to sign and of course seal his deal with Sunshine Stars. And this morning we'll be hearing from Ogumbote himself, who has confirmed to newsmen that he is in discussion about a possible return to Sunshine Stars, but insists that no agreement have been struck just yet, despite media reports to the contrary. Ogumbote is expected to leave Lobby Stars after the Makurdi club declined to renew his contract following the premature end to the MPFL season. And as the 2019-2020 MPFL season, the report says that he will be replaced by Kabiru Dogo, currently the head coach of Sunshine Stars. While according to Ogumbote this morning, yes, he has been tipped to replace Dogo in Akure, but the former Imagafa said that while top discussions are indeed going on, reports that he has signed a 3-year contract are actually premature. Let's listen to Benga Ogumbote on the show this morning.
The truth of the matter is, for now, we are in top discussions. And until we conclude the discussion, one cannot say one is so very soon, if we round it up, then we'll be able to discuss.
They listen to Benga Ogumbote. Well, it appears that only a matter of time before Ogumbote seals a return to Sunshine Stars, and fans will hope that his second spell mirrors the success of the club, famously known as the Oracle for his tactical discipline, and of course expectations are actually high to lead them to Europe, to the continent of Africa come next season. Remember that he led the side to the semi-finals of the 2012 edition of the CAF Champions League. He won his first managerial laurel in incredible fashion back in 2018, masterminding a comeback from the ages as his Rangers overturned a 3-0 deficit with 15 minutes left to defeat Canopilas in the final of the ATO Cup that very year. By the way, from Akure this morning, let's straight to Port Harcourt, where Rivers United have completed the signing of Eimba duo of Theophilus Afelohi and Ifeanyi Anemena on a free transfer. Both players passed the medicals yesterday at the club. An official statement confirming the signing is expected later today. Goalkeeper Afelohi, who is 32, and centre-back Anemena, who is 28, will reportedly earn in the region of 1 million naira each for the duration of their contract, the length of which remains undisclosed, with the team set to play in the CAF Confederations Cup next season. The Continental know-how and of course experience of the two players will surely prove to be an asset for Rivers United. Anemena ends a 6-year association with Eimba, having joined them back in 2014 from Giwa FC, and for Afelohi, he joined them in 2015 from Canopilas. Anemena won 2 league titles with the Aba Elephants in 2015 and 2019, with Afelohi a part of the squad for the latter title triumph that's in 2019. Both players and call-ups to the Super Eagles in their time with Eimba Football Club. Well, still talking about Rivers United and the issues surrounding who represent Nigeria on the continent come next season. Well, the Nigerian Football Federation Football Committee of the Federation has endorsed the final table of the MPFL for the 2019-2020 season as prepared and released by the league management company, the body responsible for organizing league games in Nigeria. at its virtual meeting held yesterday in the stands of President Amajim Pinnick. They deliberated on all issues arising from the first ending of the season by COVID-19. The agreement reached by all stakeholders to use the points per game to determine the final table and the subsequent petition by Rivers United. Well, the committee unanimously recommended that the NFF Executive Committee endorse the LMC decision and the final table for the 2019-2020 season in line with the NFF statute. It also charged the LMC to work out its calendar to ensure that very minimal number of matches are postponed for clubs taking part in continental competition. As part of its consultation on the matter, the NFF have already reached out to CAF and FIFA, whose responses affirmed the position of the NFF as regards dismissing Rivers United's objection. Well, as it is with what was discussed yesterday by the football committee of the federation, it appears Rivers United will have to make do with CAF Confederation's Cup place come next season. That's the update as far as that is concerned this lovely morning. Well, quick one from Italy, where Napoli head coach Gennaro Gattuso has indicated that the arrival of Victor Osimhen could see him alter his tactical approach for next season. The Italian side, who paid a club an African record transfer fee of 80 million euros, including add-ons for Osimhen, yes, says that he already have plans on how best to utilize the Nigerian striker, saying that he might have to switch tactics. All right, let's go on this first commercial break on the show this morning. When I return, we'll be heading straight to Saudi Arabia.
Oh yes! ITEL is giving away lots of amazing prizes in the ITEL Buy and Win promo. Buy any of the ITEL P36, S15, and A56 series smartphones, and you stand a chance of winning great prizes like smart TVs, washing machines, air conditioners, generators, and lots more. There's more. You also get an instant gift with every ITEL P36 smartphone you buy. Promo runs from the 10th of August to the 26th of September 2020. Terms and conditions apply. ITEL. Join. Enjoy.
Ìyá mi Àyìnkẹ́, adájọ́ tí kì í figbá kan bọ̀ kan.
Ṣé wo mọ̀ yí pé apa èpò lẹ́yìn àgbà, ọmọdé apa lẹ́yìn tiẹ̀ náà, má yájú sẹ́gbọ́n rẹ̀ mọ́ o.
Kolo alámọ̀ ní kọ̀rọ̀ yàrá kí n má bàa fi gbogbo owó jẹ wóróbo.
Àjàní, kódà kéèyàn fọwọ́ mẹ́wẹ̀ẹ̀wá jẹun, ná díẹ̀ fi díẹ̀ pamọ́ torí ọjọ́ ọ̀la ni.
Tí n bá rántí ẹ̀kọ́ nípa bá a ti múra lámúyẹ, ẹ̀rín á sì pa mí títí.
Ọmọ mi Àjàní, bó ti wọ bàtà ọ̀tún sósì bí ẹni ń lo oko ọdẹ, ó yá ọkọ mi tún bàtà rẹ wọ̀ dáadáa.
Fún àwọn òpómúlérò ìyá, ẹ̀mí àbàtà tí mọ́dọ̀ ṣàn ní 3 Crowns. Ìtọ́jú àwọn ìyá ṣe pàtàkì kí wọ́n lè tẹ̀síwájú ipa rere aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ tí wọ́n ń kó lórí ẹbí gbogbo.
3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Are you aware that you can now obtain your certificate of occupancy in just 60 days under the Oyo State Home Owner Status Scheme, OYHOC? Just buy the OYHOC recharge card for 6,000 naira only from the Office of Lands in the local government, LCDA, or at the Secretariat, Agodi. Register your application by following instructions on the back of the recharge card, as the PIN number on the recharge card is the application number, and only applications with a vital PIN will be processed. The good news is that CFO processing fee for various types of properties are affordable and can be paid instrumentally. Not only that, your CFO can be used for bank loan or any financial transaction. It is now digitalized, so information on it can be accessed anytime, anywhere in the world. Hurry up, this offer is only available to the 31st of December 2020. For further inquiries, call 0700-696-52637.
Mikolo, my engine sounds like brand new. Is it not the same Mobile Super 1000 you used to service it?
Not the same Mobile Super 1000, but levels don't change.
Yes! Mobile Super 1000 XHP is now improved to meet the highest standard of quality APISN. So, whether you buy Mobile Super 1000 XHP, Mobile Super 2000 semi-synthetic, or even the new fully synthetic Mobile Super 3000, you are guaranteed the APISN perfection in every drop.
Make it mobile. Reload.
Breakfast your day every day with the nourishment of malt, milk, and cocoa, and the delicious taste of Milo.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
Orí mi wú. Ọmọ mi ọkùnrin gbá bọ́ọ̀lù wọnú àwọn tí wọ́n fi gbégbá orókè nínú ìdíje bọ́ọ̀lù àfẹsẹ̀gbá àti ilé ẹ̀kọ́ wọn. Ọmọ mi obìnrin náà tún gba àmì ẹ̀yẹ nínú ìdíje ijó rẹ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ Indomitable Indomie noodles tèmi nìkan fún oúnjẹ aṣaralóore pàtàkì fún àṣeyọrí ẹbí mi àti fífún àwọn ọmọ mi ní okun tí ó pé láti ṣe àṣeyọrí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìfi ọkàn wọn. Èmi ò ní fi Indomie noodles mi rọ́pò ohunkóhun nílé ayé yìí.
Ẹ̀yin màmá, ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ yín ṣe déédéé pẹ̀lú ìṣaralóore ti Indomie kí wọ́n bá lè jẹ́ ẹni tí ó dára jù nínú ohun gbogbo tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe.
Ẹ̀yin màmá, kí lè dúró ṣe?
Welcome back to listening to Spotted Beats on Oluyole 98.5 FM with Poluwaji Ogunmon. All right, let's do a quick tracker of Nigerian footballers across the continent and, of course, across the globe. Starting up from Saudi Arabia this morning, where Ahmed Musa scored once as his club, Al Nassr, trashed Al Dadlala 6-1 in their Saudi Professional League. Clash played at the King Fahd International Stadium yesterday. Musa netted Al Nassr's third goal of the game in the 28 minutes of the encounter. Musa was replaced by Khalid Al-Ghanam after the break. The 27-year-old Nigerian captain has now scored 2 goals and recorded 7 assists in 23 league appearances for his club this season. Al Nassr will host Al-Fahar in their next league game on Saturday. Away from that, let's get straight to Turkey, where Nigerian midfielder Azubuike Okechukwu has joined the Turkish Super League side Istanbul Basaksehir on a permanent deal. Okechukwu spent last season on loan at the club from Egyptian Premier League club FC Pyramid. The 23-year-old penned a 3-year contract with Basaksehir. He featured in 18 league games for Basaksehir last season without a goal to his name. Don't forget, 2 weeks ago I had him on BCS television and he confirmed that he was going to sign a permanent deal, and here you have it. Well, to one coach who has been doing Nigeria proud in recent time. His name is Ndobisi Egbo. Well, his club, AKF Tirana, have now crashed out of this season's UEFA Champions League after they lost 1-0 to Serbia's Red Star Belgrade in the second round qualifiers on Tuesday. The only goal of the game was scored by Tomane in the 62nd minute, which was enough to send the 1991 Champions League winners through to the next round. But to get to this stage, KF Tirana defeated Georgia's Dynamo Tbilisi 2-0 in the first round of the qualifiers played last week. Victory against Red Star Belgrade would have secured Tirana a place in the third round of the UEFA Champions League, and progress from this stage would have seen them advance into the playoffs, which is the round before getting into the group stage of the competition. Egbo's side featured in the Champions League qualifiers after they were crowned champions of the Albanian League just last season. Away from now, moving straight to Spain, where Super Falcons of Nigerian striker Aissatou Shuala was in action for Barcelona ladies, but could not prevent them from losing 1-0 to Wolfsburg yesterday in the UEFA Champions League. For women, Shuala, who was on from start of the game, was later substituted in the 65th minute of the encounter by Altana Bomati. Fridolina Rofo's goal on 58 minutes took Wolfsburg through to a 5th Women's Champions League finals. Wolfsburg stood twice. They've won the Women's Champions League. Will face Paris Saint-Germain or Olympique Lyon in Sunday's final. The two French sides meet each other in the second semi-final in Bilbao later tonight. All ties from the quarterfinals onward in this season's Women's Champions League competition have been played as one-off matches behind closed doors in Spain to reduce the risk of spreading COVID-19. Victory for Wolfsburg on Sunday would complete a treble as they have won the Women's Bundesliga and the German Cup this very season. To get to the last 4 of this season's UEFA Women's Champions League, Barcelona defeated fellow Spanish side Atletico Madrid by a lone goal. Quick one from the world of basketball. I'm talking NBA. The Milwaukee Bucks Giannis Antetokounmpo has been named the 2019-2020 NBA Defensive Player of the Year. That was announced by the NBA in the early hours of today. It is the first time that Antetokounmpo, who finished in second place last season, has won the award. Antetokounmpo, the 2018-2019 NBA Most Valuable Player, becomes the 5th player selected as both the NBA MVP and the NBA Defensive Player of the Year in a career, joining the likes of Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robson, and Kevin Garnett. For George While talking about playoff games played in the early hours of today, for George and Kawhi Leonard became the first duo to score 30 plus points in 30 or fewer minutes as Clippers blew out Mavericks to take a 3-2 series lead in the series. Take a playoff series currently taking on happening over there in America. In other game played this morning, Utah Jazz lost to Nugent 107 to 117 with Jazz leading by 3-2 in the series. Well, back to the world of football, quite a lot of grounds to cover this morning as legendary Barcelona forward Lionel Andres Messi has asked to leave the club this summer. The Argentine international, who is now 33, sent a fax to the club yesterday saying that he wishes to exercise a clause in his contract allowing him to leave for free with immediate effect. Barcelona, you remember, were beaten 8-2 by Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarterfinals on the 16th of this month. The six-time La Ballon d'Or winner made his debut for Barcelona back in 2004 and has won the Champions League 4 times. Barcelona, though, believes that the clause has now expired and Messi is contracted to the club until next year with a €700 million buyout clause in the deal. The board are expected to meet very soon, and some consider the only thing that could stop Messi is the resignation of President Jose Bartomeu and the early elections. But Messi seems determined to leave the club no matter what happens. That's the update coming from Nou Camp this morning as regards the future of Lionel Andres Messi. Moving straight to England, where Manchester United captain Harry Maguire has been withdrawn from the England squad by manager Gary Southgate after being given a suspended prison sentence on the Greek island of Cyprus. Defender Maguire, who is 27, was named in Southgate's latest squad earlier on Tuesday while his trial was going on. He was found guilty of aggravated assault, resisting arrest, and repeated attempts of bribery. Southgate said withdrawing Maguire from the squad was in the best interest of all parties. Maguire was given a jail sentence of 21 months and 10 days, which is suspended for 3 years after an altercation on Mykonos. He said that after the verdict that he had instructed his legal team with immediate effect to inform the court that he will be appealing that particular verdict. Moving on to Stamford Bridge this morning, where Croatian midfielder Mateo Kovacic has been named Chelsea Player of the Season. The Blues made the announcement yesterday. The former Real Madrid star was picked after the conclusion of votes by the club's supporters. He's expected to be presented with a trophy at Cobham's later on. Also, Fikayo Tomori's superb strike in the 5-2 away win against Wolverhampton Wanderers has been voted as Chelsea's goal of the season. Tomori's brilliant goal at the Molineux as one of the 12 nominated for the award. Congratulations to Fikayo Tomori on this one. But still at Stamford Bridge, where Brazilian defender Thiago Silva, we understand, is reportedly due to undergo a medical at Chelsea later tomorrow, despite a last-ditch effort by PSG to offer him a new deal. The finishing touches to an offer have been agreed between Chelsea and the 35-year-old in the past 48 hours. PSG manager Thomas Tuchel remains a huge advocate of Silva and has continued this week to try to keep Silva at the club for a ninth season. But the way things are going right now, it looks as if Silva will be heading straight to Chelsea. A quick one coming from Italy this morning, where we understand that Antonio Conte, the coach of Inter Milan, we understand that he will stay on as Inter Milan manager next season after a crisis meeting was held yesterday with club president Steven Zhang. The Italian team announced yesterday Conte's position at Inter Milan appeared very uncertain after a very public disagreement with club bosses at the end of the Serie A season. The former Chelsea boss led Inter Milan to second behind Juventus in the league last season, Inter's highest position since 2011. He also guided the club to their first European final in a decade in the Europa League, which they lost to Sevilla. And following the defeat, Conte hinted that he might quit the club after just one season, but his future has now been clarified and he will remain as coach as the club seek a first Scudetto since 2010. All right, a quick one as regards the European Super Cup this morning. We'll be handling the show for today. UEFA is said, they've said that they will trial the return of spectators to European fixtures at the Super Cup in Budapest later next month. The European governing body said has announced that the Puskas Arena could be up to 30% full for showpiece clash between Bayern Munich and Sevilla on the 24th of September, which means they're planning to have at least 30% fans get into the stadium for that particular game. But for UEFA Champions League and Europa League games, it will still be played behind closed doors. So that'll be all on Spotted Beat this lovely Wednesday morning. Big thanks to everyone who's been part of today's production, and bigger thanks to you for listening this morning. The show returns tomorrow morning, God willing. Till then, you'll have a lovely day and stay safe.
It's 10 minutes to 8, and you are on to Oluyole 98.5 FM. It's time for the commercial belt.
John, I am afraid. Have you heard of coronavirus?
Yes, I have heard. But you can get it through contact with a person who may have the virus or live in an area with ongoing spread.
That is the problem. Before you know a person has it, you may have already gotten it.
That is why we must stop the spread.
How?
Do not shake anybody's hand and avoid touching people. Do not touch surfaces such as rails or stairs, public door handles, etc. In case you do, wash your hands properly with soap or use a sanitizer. Avoid crowded places and practice physical distancing at all times.
Physical distancing? What is that?
It means maintaining a 2-meter distance from the person nearest to you at all times. Most important, remember to wash your hands regularly with soap and under running water for at least 20 seconds, especially after blowing your nose, coughing or sneezing, going to the bathroom, or even before preparing and eating food. Avoid touching your eyes, nose and mouth with unwashed hands.
Thank you, my husband. I feel a lot better.
Now go and wash your hand with soap and under running water for at least 20 seconds so you'll feel best. This message is brought to you by UNICEF Nigeria.
Òun lẹ ti gbọ́ yẹn o, kì í ṣaṣọ funfun nìkan lára àgbẹ̀yídá jíìkì ń fọ̀. Ẹ tún lè lò ó láti fọ ohunkóhun tàbí ibikíbi láti fọ ìdọ̀tíkídọ̀tí nílé yín. Jíìkì á pa ìdá 99% ìyẹn 99% nínú àwọn kòkòrò àrùn tó ń fa àìsàn tó máa ń wà láwọn ibi tó bá ṣí sílẹ̀. Ó yá tètè lọ ra tìyẹn báyìí.
Ìyá mi Àyìnkẹ́, adájọ́ tí kì í fi gbá kan bọ̀ kan.
Ṣé wo mọ̀ yí pé apa èpò lẹ́yìn àgbà ọmọdé apá lẹ́yìn tiẹ̀ náà má yájú sẹ́gbọ́n rẹ̀ mọ́ o.
Olú alámọ̀ ní kọ̀rọ̀ yàrá kí n má bàa fi gbogbo owó jẹ wóróbo.
Àjàní kódà kéèyàn fọwọ́ mẹ́wẹ̀ẹ̀wá jẹun ná díẹ̀ fi díẹ̀ pamọ́ torí ọjọ́ ọ̀la ni.
Tí n bá rántí ẹ̀kọ́ nípa bá a ti múra lámúyẹ ẹ̀rín á sì pa mí títí.
Ewu ọmọ mi Àjàní bó ti wọ bàtà ọ̀tún sósì bí ẹni ń lo oko ọdẹ. Ó yá ọkọ mi tún bàtà rẹ wọ̀ dáadáa.
Fún àwọn òpómúlérò ìyá ẹ̀mí àbàtà tí mọ́dọ̀ ṣàn ní 3 crowns ìtọ́jú àwọn ìyá ṣe pàtàkì kí wọ́n lè tẹ̀síwájú ipa rere aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ tí wọ́n ń kó lórí ẹbí gbogbo.
3 crowns milk, healthy moms, happy families.
A ti dúró ti sún wa ó ti wá ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí o. Ẹ wo bí wọ́n ṣe ń lọ tí wọ́n fi sósì fi sọ́tún nǹkan gbọ́dọ̀ yanturu fún ọ. Àgbá yamuyamu eré ìdárayá wúni lórí nínú ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsáré bọ́ọ̀lù. Bọ́ọ̀lù yẹn máa ń lọ sójú ẹ̀wọ̀n. Ó ti wọlé sójú ẹ̀wọ̀n. Eré ìdárayá gbé ìgbádùn lórí GoTV. Kò sóhun tó dùn tó yẹ láti wò. Ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsáré bọ́ọ̀lù làdígà tó tayọ. Serie A, Premier League àti WWE bí wọ́n ṣe ń gbá wọn ó ti wà ní sẹpẹ́. Ra GoTV lónìí fún $9,900 tó sì tún wà pẹ̀lú ètò ìwòran GoTV Max fóṣù kan láti gbádùn eré ìdárayá tó dójú àmì tó wà lórí Super Sport. GoTV gbé pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀.
So I don't write jollof rice, fried rice, pounded yam, egusi,
rice and stew, jollof rice.
Nurse.
Thank you. All these
plenty kind food wey una dey call so. Na wetin we go chop for the naming be?
Yes, auntie.
See, enjoyment.
No be small.
You see, Mama baby, the same way we get different kind of food. Now so we get different kind of childbirth spacing methods. So childbirth spacing go make your belly sweet well, and your body too, it go tanda gidigba. Anyone wey you choose good for body, and you go fit trust am.
Auntie Nurse, my Jasper don dey talk about am o, but me I dey fear.
See, no culture or religion wey no dey support anything wey go make life better. Make you and your Jasper come when una ready. I go dey wait for una o.
Okay. No forget say anyone wey you choose for childbirth spacing matter dey safe and you fit trust am. Oya waka go any health center wey get the green dot logo to get full information on childbirth spacing services. This message na the Federal Ministry of Health and Support from American people carry am come.